Greetings. I thought I'd try something different here and do a before and after video. I just got this amplifier up in New Mexico. It's May 14th, 2013, and it's a GA-35 Gibson Lancer amp made from 66 to 67. Let's take a look at it. The grill cloth is a little dull, a little dingy. It does have the logo. A lot of rust on the screw heads. Got a normal channel with a suspiciously new looking knob. I wish they were all that nice. Then there's a reverb channel where it has not only reverb but tremolo, and you can see how corroded these chrome centers are. That won't be any fun to fix up. Got our standby and then our two on positions so we can select what hot wire we want, so probably to reduce hum like they did in the old days. It'll have a 3-wire plug before I get through. We've got probably standby and on lights. Okay, the cabinet's in pretty good shape, but I don't know, let's see if I can get this without the glare. A bunch of white paint specks. It's got a weird kind of alligator hide. I'll get up close here so you can get an idea. Strange looking. It's almost like a basket weave. Okay, now let's go around and take a look at the back. Okay, here we are at the rear of this jewel. As you can see, it's got the Lancer name, GA-35 RVT for reverb, tremolo. External speaker, that's a nice touch. Amplifier fuses 2 amps, then there's a convenience outlet and a 3 amp fuse for the convenience outlet. Reverb and foot switch plug in underneath, and if you look over here, this is a nice little touch. We got the original tremolo and reverb foot switch with about a 1/4 mile of cable. I don't know if you can see in the bottom down there, there is a 17-inch reverb tank. I have not pulled it out. That may be why it's not working. I might have to do some work on the transducers. It's in the black kind of vinyl bag that they put them in. Probably an Accutronics tank. Let's take a look here. We've got the original Gibson speaker. I'm going to pull this panel so we can get a look at the tubes. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we are with the back off. I was a little surprised to see that Gibson was using particle board back in 1966. Okay, instead of pine or plywood. The speaker is the 137 is a CTS, or Chicago Telephone Supply, 1966, made in the 16th week of 1966. Chicago Telephone Supply moved about this time, around 66, to a place called Eminence, Kentucky, and I think you can guess what they changed their company name to once they moved there. They've been making some of the most famous and I think some of the best speakers in the world ever since. Okay, here's the chassis, big power transformer, which is going to be needed when you see how many tubes this thing has. Filter choke, output transformer. Let's take a look at the schematic here and see if we can figure out what these tubes are. Okay, the first is an OA2, and those not familiar, I have never worked on an amp that had an OA2. It is what we think of now as a Zener diode. It's a voltage regulator. So I think it's for the tremolo circuit of this amp, in which the voltage has to be very precisely regulated so that you get oscillation. I'm thinking that's what this tube's all about. In this case, the tremolo doesn't work, so that might be something to look at. Our output tubes are 7591s. In another one of my videos, I talk about the difference between 7591As and 7591s. These must be 7591s because this amp does work. The tone is sort of a shrill, a little bit metallic. I don't know if that's normal for them. No reverb at all and no tremolo. All the smaller tubes appear to be 12 AU7s and 6 EU7s, probably a preamp tube. Later I'll pull the shields off and test these and see. It's rarely ever just something simple like a tube, but let's hope. Anyway, it's nice the shields are there. That's always a welcome plus. So I think you can see we've got here just exactly the kind of amp I like to find. A little dirtier actually because of the corrosion on the knobs, and there's rust in here on the some of the nuts and bolts here on the, look, see, this thing's been in a moist environment. The particle board soaked up a little moisture and it's swollen a little bit. We've got the little holder here so that you can put your foot switch in it to carry it. These are the wires coming down to communicate with the reverb tank. There's a little transformer up here that they connect to. It's behind the tube shield. But anyway, this is, I think, okay. It's all there. It has been, if it's been molested, it hasn't been intensive. Original speaker, still got the upper and lower back doors. Some nice touches. Okay, I've certainly dealt with worse. Next step is going to be to take it all apart, figure out what's wrong with it, fix it up, and then we'll do a video of it when it's done. Okay, I'll see you then.